Why, good afternoon, everyone. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager in McLean. And though I am tired, first, we're about to stream this class. We're going to do our best because our best is always enough. And the great news is you do not need any weights for today's workout. Let's start standing just because we probably are getting a little march or a little lateral side to side step tap and just move in. And we'll spend 1 minute totally just moving, maybe giving me your best worst stance moves, shaking around a little bit. Just get away from your chair. Just get out any of your spilkies. Like now's the time to get as weird as possible. Move your arm around, move your legs around. Just sort of explore how your body is feeling today. Yay. And and then make sure that you have some space for yourself and let's make our way down to the floor. I apologize. I do have my air conditioning on today. It is real hot here. And I realize without the air conditioning, I'm not doing my best. So we're just going to keep it on. Great. Come on down to the floor. We're going to get a lot of our warm up in here. We're going to stay on the floor for a lot of today's workout, but I'm going to make you stand up. So that's something to keep in mind. Relax your arms down by your side. Go ahead, bend your knees. Soles of the feet are planted on the floor, about hips width distance apart, pressing firmly into the soles of your feet. We're going to use our breath on your inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, lower hips down. We're starting nice and slow. Inhale up. Exhale, lower down, but we're going to get faster. So just prepare for that. When you're at the top, I want you to really squeeze your glutes. Drive through your hips. Find that big stretch into your hip flexors. Upper back and shoulders stay on the floor. Let's get 4 more. Still nice and slow. 3. I hear something playing in the background. 2. Keep going. You don't need to stop. 1 more. And then pause at the top, keeping your hips high to the sky. We're just gonna pulse it out here. 10, 9, use your exhale. 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, hold those hips nice and high. We're gonna walk our feet out. So stepping out further towards the bottom of the mat, heel on the mat, other heel on the mat, walk it in, drive those hips up. Other direction. Step your foot out, in, drive up, out, in. Let's get 5 more. 5, 4, just warming up those hamstrings a little bit. 3, 2, awesome. Last one. Press all the way up onto the balls of your feet. Walk those balls of your feet and a little bit higher. Hips drive up nice and high. We're going to drop heels down to the floor while hips stay high and then lift them again for 10. 9, keep squeezing your glutes, driving your hips. 7, 6, try to keep your heels in line with your knees. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself all the way down. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Stretch your elbows down towards your hips. Back of your head, back of your neck. Presses to the floor. Just give yourself a couple circles with those knees in one direction. Massage your low back. Circles with your knees in your opposite direction. All right, we're going to find our first Tabata circuit from right here on the floor in tabletop with the low back pressed down towards the mat. So I want you to really press your low back down towards the mat. We're going to start with the easiest version. You can stick with the easier version for all 8 rounds if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to work on increasing the challenge. So first up, just with your knees bent, we're going to press against our thighs. Feel your abs warm up, fire up. Hold for the length of your exhale, and then release. Take a big inhale. Come on back to that exhale, press and hold in 3, 2, hold on. I just realized I set the timer for 40 seconds of work, not 20 seconds of work. We start in 3, 2, 1. Find that press. So back ahead stays down on the floor. Inhale, find that release, but low back still on the mat. Exhale, press. Inhale, find that little bit of release. If you need to take an extra second or an extra breath between finding that next big firing up of your abs, lower back pressing to the floor, go for it. Take a break. So now let's do the same thing one more time. Just finding that pressure. Back of the head stays on the mat. Chin is tucking in towards your chest. So that we're not putting any stress on the neck by letting the throat or chin stretch up towards the ceiling, and low back is staying down on the floor. Finding that big press and then release. We're just activating the core. Awesome. Take a break. Now we're going to add in a little bit more move. So still pressing on the left side, right arm is going to extend and then come on back to the press. I'm going to scooch down to have some more room. Our interval has started though. You can keep your knee bent and then just bring it back up to tabletop. Find your press. Just make sure you're still breathing. I still have a little continuous take a break press on the opposite side, making sure those abs stay fired up. Back into your tabletop. Let's get the other side. Here we go. So right hand is pressing against right thigh. Left arm finds its extension and then comes back and finds its press meeting the right. Continuous press through the right hand, palm to the left thigh. Awesome. Take a quick little break. You can stick with those same 2 moves that we did, starting back again with just finding the pressure. Otherwise, we're going to alternate pressing towards the opposite thigh. Here we go. So right hand is just pressing on the left thigh, and then left hand is pressing on the right thigh. So we're starting to introduce the idea of getting a little bit more rotation, a little bit more firing into the obliques. Continuing to use the exhale, take a break, feet can relax down. We'll do the same thing one more time, finding the pressure on the exhale. Inhale, just taking a little relaxation. Here we go again. Find that pressure. Find that pressure. Still keeping back of the head down on the floor, still not letting chin stretch up towards the ceiling. Chin's coming to my chest, giving myself the most beautiful double or triple chin absolutely possible. Working those deep neck cervical flexors. Awesome. Take a quick little break. Now we're going to go for a little opposite. So right arm extends with left leg. I'm going to stick with just that right arm, left leg movement. Here we go. So I got some continuous pressure, left hand towards that right thigh. And my right arm and left leg are finding their extension and keeping my knee bent. We'll have some opportunities for some straight leg extensions coming up. Don't you worry. Awesome. Take a quick little break and then we'll switch to the other side. Right hand pressing on left leg. Now left hand, right thigh is going to move. Here we go. Last time. Still finding this continuous pressure of my left thigh, right hand. So low back is staying down on the floor. Knee bend is going to keep it a lot easier than the straight leg that's going to come up a little bit later. Take a break. Yay. Ooh, take a moment, drop your knees all the way over to one side. Keep your opposite shoulder on the floor. You can even look in the opposite direction of your knees. Nice stretch through your neck. Roll over onto your back. Knees fall to the other side. Look over your shoulder. Just taking a quick little stretch because next up we've got a plank circuit. I know I'm the best. Plank circuit. Roll on over. We got 20 seconds to work at a time. Hey, Sweat Mark, I love you. 20 seconds of work at a time. I'm going to encourage you to go for a straight arm plank, a side plank, the other side, forearm. Here we go. If you're not ready for a full plank, then keep your knees on the floor. Walk your knees back. Before you put your knees back down though, from your plank, can you send your glutes up towards your heels and then get some active recovery in your down dog? So you'll still be challenging yourself before you take that break because down dog is not always easy. All right, here we go. 20 seconds of some sort of a plank in 3, 2, 1. So ideally, I'm starting with the straight arm plank. Hands, palms are underneath of chest and shoulders. Legs walk out, and the heels are stacked on top of the balls of the feet. Belly is pulled in nice and tight, so that same engagement of the core that we just had. If you need a break before you put your knees down, send your hips up towards the sky, bend your knees as much as you need to. You can always rocket yourself forward. Now take that break. We did it, 20 seconds. Roll over onto your side, forearm down on the ground. Easiest version, even with your hip down, is just working to stack your shoulders. Otherwise, lift your hips up, coming onto your knee. Maybe you extend that top leg forward. Maybe you're in a full legs straight side body plank, or maybe you bring your top foot towards the front for a little bit more support. We got 3 seconds left. 2, 1. Awesome. Flip over, other side plank. Same thing, whole new side of the body though. So be kind to yourself. Be smart. Maybe you start with your hip on the floor, maybe that knee, maybe top leg straight, maybe top leg in front, bottom leg straight, maybe both legs walking towards being straight or staggered. We got 20 seconds total for each move. So challenge yourself. Know that that break is coming. Beep, beep. Awesome. Now we've got that forearm plank. So same thing from this forearm plank. If you need to take a break, think about sending your hips up into your dolphin. Step your legs back otherwise. Heels still stacked on top of the balls of the feet so that weight is shifted forward. Eye gaze is gently forward. No wrinkles in the neck. Back is engaged. Belly is engaged. We're doing the more challenging planks here. We're creating the stillness, take a break, as opposed to moving around. So coming back to move number 1, I've now got that straight arm plank. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Back to that straight arm plank. This is the last straight arm plank that you have to do in this round though. We've got a total of like a little over 2 minutes of planks happening, but 20 seconds at a time. Shoulders away from ears, back engaged. Great. Coming into whichever side plank you would like to do next. I like this top foot in front. I think it's a great way to find this big lift of your hips to really start to work. And then you can always start to walk that leg down a little bit lower as you work towards the idea of actually being in a total side body plank. Yay, switching to the other side. We got 5 seconds to get there. 4, move smartly though. 2, 1, because you can always make an adjustment once you are in your plank. Whether you need more or whether you need less. You bring a smile to your face and just be so proud that you showed up for you today. 3, 2, 1 more plank to go. We've got that last forearm plank. So flip over, and then we get to enjoy some time on our backs. 3, 2, 1. Send your legs back. Remember, if you're getting tired, sending your hips up nice and high, and then shifting back forward. Find that one spot, relax your eyes, relax your breath. The more in control you are of your breath, the longer you're going to be able to stay here. Take a break. Knees down to the floor. Send your glutes all the way back towards your heels. Stretch your arms as far forward as feels good for them today. In a little bit of child's pose. If arms stretched forward doesn't feel good, take a generous bend of your elbows. Glutes back towards your heels. Big breaths into your upper back side of the body. We are powering through this workout, y'all. Flip over. Next up, we've got some scissors kicks with behind the thigh tap. Yay! All right, so laying all the way down to the floor. You can do this one with your knees bent if you need to, with your knees bent. Drawing one, I would actually say, with knees bent from tabletop, release one to the floor and just try to tap behind your thigh. You can even challenge yourself to try and lift your shoulders up off of the mat. But as your shoulders come up off the mat, Whether you take this modified version like I'm showing you right now, or you're going to do a straight leg version, you are keeping a C curve with your spine. So your chin is not stretching up towards the ceiling, leaning and hurting your back. You're using your abs. Your head is in line with your shoulders as you come up off the floor. The other option, oh my God, my legs are so tight. It's a nice straight leg, finding that tap, alternating. You can release down each time if you want to, or you can challenge yourself to stay up and just find that tap behind your thigh. We got 20 seconds and then we'll do a different move in 3, 2, here we go. So finding that tap, toes can be pointed for a little extra challenge. Shoulders stay up off the floor. Otherwise, head can come down. You can use a little bit of the momentum of your leg dropping. Fred is like trying to catch my toes right now. Or with those knees bent, just like before, tapping a foot to the floor. Now, legs straight up to the sky. We're just going to tap towards those toes, or knees bent. You're just going to exhale, reach up, lift your shoulders up off the mat. Awesome. So low back is staying down towards the floor. You're using your exhale to find your lift. Slowly lower down, no crashing down towards the floor, going down as slow as you can, maybe even slower than you want to. Take a break so that you're really using those abs. Back to those scissors kicks, straight legs, woo, or bent knees. Here we go. I'm using a nice double exhale. Oh, I feel those abs firing up. I see that bird coming to try and eat my toes. I just need to not touch the cage. Take a moment, draw your knees in towards your chest, relax. And then send those legs all the way up towards the sky. Let's find those toe taps once again. Your toes can be pointed or your toes can be flexed. Just depending on what kind of stretch you want to enjoy on the back sides of your legs while we're getting this great ab work. Make sure that you're not letting your chin lead towards the ceiling so your eye gaze does come towards your knees. Knees towards your chest. Take a moment, take a breath. And then we're coming back to those scissors. So nice straight legs. Here we go. We're more than halfway through. Hello, Fred. Hello, watching my toes, bird. Each time my foot comes closer to the floor, her head is like going for it. Knees to your chest. Take a moment, relax. Shoulders away from your ears. Find length through the crown of your head. Send your legs up towards the sky. Let's reach towards the outside of the foot. So I'm reaching towards the outside of each ankle, like towards the pinky toe. Just getting a little bit more of the obliques involved. And I'm also still making sure that there's not a crash down towards the floor. Yay, knees towards your chest. We got one more of each time. One more of each. Then we're going to stand up. One round standing. Legs to the sky, low back on the floor. Let's find those scissors. Five more seconds to go. You can do it. 3, 2, knees to your chest. Legs back up towards the sky. Let's reach towards the outside of the ankles. Low back stays on the floor. Remember that controlled lower down, not just drop into the floor, not letting your chin stretch up towards the sky first. Still using that exhale to find the power. 3, 2, knees to your chest. Shoulders away from ears. Stretch through the crown of your head. Release the soles of the feet down towards the floor. Roll on over. Let's come into tabletop. Once you're in tabletop, give yourself a couple cat cows. Awesome. Then tuck your toes under. Send your hips up towards the sky. Walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. Transfer weight to your heels. Generous bending your knees. Press into your heels and slowly roll yourself up. Second, head over heart over hips. You're ready for move number 4. Next up, we're going to go for a back lunge into a knee drive with an optional pull. So your easiest version of this move is just going to be stepping back with the bend in your front leg, weight in your front leg heel, stepping forward, working to drive that knee forward. You might even need to step back, step together, drive your knee, step down, and step back. You're going to create as big of a lunge as feels good for your body today, and we're sticking with this same side, 4 rounds in 3, 2, here we go. So stepping back, bending that front leg, stepping forward, knee drive. You want a little extra challenge? Arms can even come up overhead. But as you press yourself up, you are using this front heel to lift yourself up. You are not powering off the back leg. Awesome. Take a moment, shake it out. That left leg is going to start to get tired. Left leg still stays planted. 3, 2. Now you can keep your arms by your side. You can keep your arms by your side. You can step, knee drive, and make this a little bit easier of a move for yourself, because lunges might not be your favorite thing, and that is okay. As you come on down, the weight is still in the front heel, powering yourself up. Forgot my knee drive. We got 2 more times on this side. 3, 2, 1, go for it. And just a reminder that every day is different. So depending on how well hydrated you are, how well you're sleeping, how well you're eating, when was your last big workout? These things are all going to greatly impact your performance. Every day is not going to be the same. Take a break. We got one more time. But how boring would it be if it was, right? So enjoy the days where you're struggling a little bit. You're doing something right. You're showing up. Here we go. Last time on this side. When there is a will, there is a way. Even if you have to baby step yourself there, even if it's, take a break, even if it's short workout throughout the day. You only have time for one Tabata set, but you did it. Good for you. Other leg, here we go. Stepping it back, whole new leg. Step it forward, knee drive. Be kind to yourself. Use that front heel. Front heel's lifting us up, not rocketing off the back foot. It can take a really long time to learn how to have that strength, how to use that front foot. Take a break, and that quad and your glute and your hamstring to pull yourself forward. One day at a time. Here we go. Same side. Those arms up overhead are really going to challenge your balance here too. So maybe your arms are just overhead and you separate the move a little bit more, but you make the move itself harder for you. You got to find that challenge. Take a break. We got one more time. And then we're going to hit the floor for a slightly shorter last circuit. Right leg is still forward. 3, 2, 1. Step back into your lunge. Knee drive. Whoop. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, hit the floor. We got a little bit of back work to do. We'll just do this next circuit 4 times instead of 8 so that we have an opportunity. I missed a round. Okay, here we go. I'm getting it. I hope you two quickly joined me in getting this last time on this last side. Okay, now we get to hit the floor. Reading timers is very hard. Ugh. All right, we're going for a Superman and a Superman row. If you're not ready to lift everything up at the same time in a Superman, you get to lift one limb at a time for round one. I'm a little short on space, but one arm lifts up, the other arm lifts up, one leg lifts up, the other leg lifts up, or everything lifts up at once, especially if you could have your arms wide. Maybe I like arms forward, but you know what? For space, I'm going to do arms in the T, 2, 1. Here we go. I am lifting everything up at the same time, lowering everything down. It might even help if you squeeze your legs together. The idea that tighter is lighter. It is an active squeeze of your glutes to lift your posterior chain. Your toes are pointed, your legs are locked. Now keep your toes pointed and your kneecaps engaged. This time with arms forward, squeeze your glutes, hips drive towards the floor. On your inhale, lift just your chest, elbows drive back towards your hips. Exhale, arms extend forward. Sorry, yeah. Exhale, draw hands back. Inhale, arms extend forward. Keep pressing the tops of the feet down to the floor. Awesome. We're going to come one more time through to each move, finding either one limb at a time, lifting for Superman or lifting everything up. 3, 2, 1. For this one, I do like to use that inhale to rise, exhale, slow and controlled lower. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Now we're going to keep that posterior chain engaged, top of feet down towards the floor, maybe even heels touching side by side, glute squeeze. Find that drive of your elbows back. Inhale, arms can extend forward. Sorry, exhale, arms extend forward. Inhale, driving elbows back. Exhale, arms extend forward. Keep squeezing your glutes, driving your pelvis to the mat, pressing tops of the feet down. The more that your posterior chain is engaged, take a break. The more that you're able to work your back. Just taking the timer out. Take a moment, place your hands on the floor. Stack them, make a pillow. Place your forehead on your pillow hands. Go ahead, bend your knees and windshield wipe your legs left and right, left and right. Awesome. Release the feet back down towards the floor. Bring your hands, palms in line with your chest. Push yourself up into tabletop. Whoa, things definitely got a little sweaty here. And give yourself some cat cows, starting with some traditional cat cows, maybe holding for an extra second in cat or cow, getting your spinal flexion and extension, and then option to shake your hips a little bit, left and right. You look over one shoulder, maybe find that little extra stretch through your shoulders. And then one more time, open your knees nice and wide from a neutral tabletop. Send glutes back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward. Head comes down towards the floor below your heart. We've got a gentle little inversion here. It's going to help to slow down your breath. Bring your circulation back to normal. If that extension in your arms feels too much in your shoulders, generously bend your elbows. Exhale, glutes sink closer towards your heels. Awesome. Slowly press yourself back up into tabletop. Go ahead, tuck your toes under, send your hips up towards the sky. Biceps come by your ears. You can generously bend your knees and then pedal through your heels. Getting a quick stretch into your calves. When you're ready, walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. We're going to stay here in this dangle. So generous bend in the knees so that your belly touches on your thighs. Find that generous bend so that belly touches on your thighs so that you're supported in your forward fold. And then you can start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders away from ears. So your lats are engaging down your back. Take a moment, shake your head. Yes. Shake your head, no. And bring the bend back to your knees, shift weight into your heels. Slowly roll yourself all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Head stacks over heart, stacks over hips, stacks over heels. Bend your knees. Take a big inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Pull one arm down like you're pulling a bow and arrow. Send it back up to the sky. Pull the other arm down like you're pulling a bow and arrow. Send it back up towards the sky. And then exhale. Any stretch that feels good, relax your arms up by your side. Take a moment. All 5 fingers touching each other. Shoulders roll down and back. Glutes squeeze, hips forward. Fingers still stretching down towards the floor. Some decompression of your shoulders. Maybe even close your eyes for a moment. Bring that smile back to your face. Awesome, we did it. Yay, look at that. We got good and sweaty, even with the air conditioning on, in just 30 minutes. I hope you're feeling fantastic about yourself. I look forward to seeing you again later this week. And check out all the flyers around campus. Let me know if you have any questions about joining our Passport to Wellness in August. I'd love to see your face in an actual class on the studio campus.